itu susah dah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Shalom, Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan, and good afternoon everyone. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. Assalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Amma ba'du. Venerable Dr. Ikmi Nur Oktavianti, as the Headmaster Program of English Education, Venerable Mr. Bambang Widipratolo, PhD, Lecturer of Magister Program English Education, who held this event, Venerable Dr. Dat Bao, today's guest lecturer from Monash University of Australia, Venerable Miss Suci Mawaddah, the moderator of today's webinar, Venerable all of the lecturer of English Education Department, and respectable all of the participants and committees. First of all, I would like to say thanks to Allah for the rahmat and hidayah. The second, salawat and salam, always dedicated to the lives of the Prophet and Messenger Muhammad, sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has guiding us into the light ways of life. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Tasana Agustiningrum, Master of Ceremony, would like to say welcome to the International Webinar Series of English Education Department with the theme Evaluating Speaking Activities in EFL Textbook using Bow's Framework. Before starting our agenda, let me explain the agenda schedule on this webinar. The first is opening, the second is greeting from Mr. Bambang, the third is main agenda, the fourth is Q&A section, the last is closing. So the first agenda is opening. Let's open our agenda by reciting Basmalah together. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. The second is greeting from Mr. Bambang Widipratolo, PhD. For Mr. Bambang, time is yours.
Okay, thank you very much. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asrofil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi washabihi ajmain. Allahumma shalli ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama shallaita ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Allahumma barik ala Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad kama barakta ala Ibrahim wa ala ali Ibrahim innaka Hamidum Majid. Good morning and good afternoon everyone. How are you? I hope everything
good.
is good.
Thank you.
Today.
Thank
Good.
you. We are good.
I have seen Dat Bao with someone behind him.
Yes, Professor. Can I introduce?
Yeah, I will introduce him also. I will say something
Yes.
first, Dat Bao.
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so thank you very much to Dr. Dat Bao, who has been making time available for this Zoom meeting. And I think I need to tell everyone that Dat Bao is my supervisor when I was taking the PhD at Monash University. And with him at the moment is Professor Koichi Kanayama from Faculty of Education, Waseda University, Tokyo. So later on, Dat Bao will be introducing him also to you guys later. But I think I need to tell Dat Bao first that one of our courses in the master program is language curriculum and material development. So far, what we have been doing with this course is introducing the theories, including also the the framework from the Otstein, like one of Tomlinson, and also from the Malaysian expert. I forgot the name.
Rani Rabdi.
No, the other one.
Hitomi Masuhara.
Yeah, Makundan.
Makundan.
Yeah, Makundan also.
Yes.
Yeah, and so those frameworks are very familiar in our program, and we have not understood. We have not been aware that in fact there is one framework which was familiar and famous earlier, in fact, and that's your framework.
Thank you, Bambang. Thank you.
So we have been reading a few articles which used your framework to evaluate the textbook, and we found that that's interesting. So that's why I was impressed with that work, including also when I read your draft, your framework. It's really motivating, and it's really doable and very practical in a way. That's why I told all the students that I think, why don't we just bring with us the godfather of the material development ourselves. So that's why I talked to you that last time, and I would like you to speak to our students who are at the moment taking this subject. So I believe they need the fresh idea from the first hand, and that's you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Bambang.
Okay, I think that's it from me, and I think Tessa can continue. Tessa, thanks back to you, please.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Bambang, for the greeting. The next agenda is the main agenda, which we are waiting for explanation from our guest lecturer, Dr. Dat Bao. So before that, let me introduce Ms. Suci as our moderator in today's webinar. Ms. Suci is master student majoring in English education, and she also teaching team who teach first semester student majoring in English literature at Universitas Ahmad Dahlan. So for Ms. Suci Mawaddah, time is yours.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Tesana Agustini Room for the time and also for introducing me. So good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I hope all of us are in the good condition. So my respectable to the speakers today, Dr. Dat Bao, and I would like to greet him. Hello, sir.
Hello, Suci.
It's good to have you here. Thank you so much for taking your time.
Yes.
So actually previously Dr. Bambang has already explained us the issue. So I think I just want to read your curriculum vitae because we have the limited time. I need I get the information that you will have another agenda at 16 and 45.
Yes.
So then please me to share the share script about your curriculum vitae. So then all of the students here will know how incredible our speaker is in this event.
Yes.
But since I can stay.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay. Okay, Dat Bao is senior lecturer in education at Monash University. An editor-in-chief of the Journal for Silent Studies in Education that founded in Australia. His areas of expertise include creative pedagogy, language and culture, communication, silence and speech, and curriculum development. He is the author of Understanding Silence and Reticence, Bloomsbury 2014, Poetry for Education, Libris 2017, Creativity and Innovation in Healthy Materials, Multilingual Matters 2018, Silence in English Language Pedagogy, Cambridge University Press 2023, among the other books. And in 2019, Dat Bao received the Dean's Award for Excellence in Teaching at Monash University. It's so amazing. So please give a round of applause to our speaker today.
Thank you so much.
So and then to all of the ladies and gentlemen, please put all of the attention to this guest lecture event, because this will be very useful for us because of our scope is in the teaching field, and also in the future maybe probably more And also in the future, probably most of us will create a book related to the speaking material, and then this insight will be sweet us very much. So then, without further ado, please to Dr. Bao, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Miss Suci. Thank you very much. I will start sharing my screen. Yep. So I will talk for about maybe 1 hour, and then we'll leave space and time for questions. And then around 8:30 or 8:45, I will invite my colleague here. Just want you to know my colleague sitting next to me is a Professor Koichi Kanayama.
Hi.
Yes.
Hi, please call me Koichi. I want to teach and also volunteer education. Volunteer educations. Do you think journalists sent an also correct message as an also picture? I don't think so, because also the journalists is so cannot move the people's heart. After that, and so 8:45, I want to talk about these things.
Yes.
Volunteer education.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So Professor can sit here, or you can do anything you like first.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Yes. So that's my colleague from Tokyo. Yeah, he stay here with me in Melbourne. I'm gonna share the slides, and like Dr. Bambang and Miss Suci has just introduced, these are, I think I will. Yeah, I will bring it to the left maybe. Yeah. So as introduced, the topic is evaluation of course books. And that come with a framework. But I also, because the framework is so big, there are 40 items. It's too large to present every single item within this seminar. I would like to just take out one aspect of that framework and share with you how my students and I have evaluated that aspect, which is about illustration or visuals in the book, in the materials. But before going to that detail, I would like to share the basic of the framework. There are 7 components here. When we look at a textbook and try to evaluate, and like the chair and Ms. Suci and just mentioned, if we can evaluate textbook in the future, we can write textbooks because we know what is a good one and what is not a good one. Those 7 components include, first of all, flexibility. Here are some quick ideas about what flexibility means. A good textbooks allow choices. So there's no single version of the book. A good book will have different layers of material that allow learners and teachers to choose different things in the book. So the book is like a menu in a restaurant where you can pick what you love. So book is not complete yet. Book is open for people to select. And then there are levels. There are different kinds of content. You can select some contents you prefer and then leave out those that are not relevant or not interesting enough to you. And the material should have activities to help people localize the content. Localize means make the language closer to our life rather than someone else's life far away in Europe, for example. Allow us to contextualize, meaning make it meaningful in the place where we live. So a good textbook has that openness that allow us to use beyond the textbook and can throw away things that are not relevant. A good textbook is like that, not complete, open, can be selected, can be deleted. That's one thing. Second component is the syllabus. Syllabus means content. In terms of content, it has to cover a wide range of topics, rich in diversity. And then the language has to be used in communication, not just the form, but also the meaning. And then the language has to reappear again and again through the book so that students can re-encounter the same language that help them remember. One easy troublesome thing that happen when we learn another language is we forget all the time. So being able to recycle the language means that we can retain language in memory by re-encountering, re-meeting the same language through the book. And then a good textbook should teach people ways of learning. Yeah, it's not just about learn by ourselves, but it must show us how to learn. Yeah. And then component 3 is about teaching. A good textbook allows teacher to teach easily. For example, it has ideas to support teacher. It helps teacher make the lesson interesting by involving and engaging students. These are not the same, yeah? Involving means people do things. Engaging means people use brain to work on the material. So involvement is physical. Engagement is mental. Affect means emotion. Language awareness is the ability to understand how language works. So that's pedagogy. And then component 4 is the richness of content. It should have a variety of meaning, stories, different genres, good for students from different backgrounds, different perspective, different cultures, different ways of connecting the content to students' own life and interest, ability, and background. Yeah. So a good textbook is not narrow-minded, it's open-minded. It helps people see themselves in the book. When they learn the book, they can do whatever they want with their heart. That's a good textbook. And then in terms of preparation, yeah, it will help teacher teach without much preparation. It has idea for how to teach, especially happens in teachers' books. And then help teacher teach different kinds of students, weak students, medium students, strong students, advanced student, intelligent student, slow student. It has different layers of activity. Every activity have different steps, and students can choose the step they like. Yeah. Not all textbook can do this. Yeah. Take a lot of time to write a textbook like this. And then number 6, which is very important, is artistic value of the textbook. When you pick up the book and open, you see how attractive it is with space, color, size, fonts, pictures, illustration, quality of artwork, signpost icons, design, color, paper, the beauty of the book, yeah, should be good. And then should have function. Function means the picture will speak. The picture is not to illustrate. Let me give just one example. Suppose you teach the word apple and you show the apple. That picture is useless. Yeah, that picture doesn't help with function. Function means the picture will help you do something. Functioning means doing. A good picture will help students do something, not just look and say, oh, that's an apple. That's not enough. Yeah. I give you an example of a functional apple. Suppose you show your students an apple with a hole. Yeah. The apple got a hole cut through it. And you ask your student, what's wrong with this apple? Why it has a hole through it like this? And people wonder, what happened? Then they try to explain. Someone will say, I think that apple was used for shooting. People practice marksmanship. So they try to aim at the apple to test their ability of shooting, their aiming skill. So they shot the apple, and now we have this apple as a result of shooting practice. Yeah, that's one example. Another student of mine said, I think this apple got a hole because there's a love story between two worms. Once upon a time, there were two worms. They fall in love with each other, but they live too far away. The apple is like the earth. So the worm cannot get to each other. They cannot travel. So they cut a hole through apple to meet each other in the center of the fruit. Yeah. So if you show your student a picture of an apple that has something in it for discussion, that picture has a function and you call it a functional picture. Functionality is a quality of picture that allow people to not just look at the picture, but also to do something with that picture. Very, very important and very difficult to design a picture like that. So good design, in many cases, we have this in the book. Maybe not all the picture are functional. It's too hard. When you create a functional picture, you sit there for an hour and think. It's just too difficult. Even expert in England, they cannot do that yet. They have to give up. And in the book, suppose there are 200 pictures, only about 25 pictures are functional. The rest, they give up. They say, too hard. I cannot do it. Yeah, textbook like that. Yeah. And then the picture must speak the truth. Sometimes a picture may not speak the truth. Sometimes a picture is wrong. I will show you today example why a picture can be wrong. Yeah, this is a very, very important and is among the most difficult aspect of a textbook. I'm going to show you an example of number 6. Finally, another component is reading. Reading should cover different genres, different length. I think maybe for different genders too, but I think genre is more important. Different ability of thinking, touch into brain. Cognition is the brain, affect is the heart. Good reading must touch the brain and the heart at the same time. Yeah. So this is the framework, yeah, with 7 components. And I think I've sent through Dr. Bambang to you the whole complete framework with 40 items that cover the 7 areas of the framework. They are very useful. They are used not only for evaluating the value of textbook, but they are also used for you to write textbook in the future. Suppose you are in a class of 40 people, maybe divide the work, yeah, so that after you've written the book, each group take care of one aspect. Maybe 8 people, can take care of one aspect, and you evaluate your book so that you can make sure it has all the best quality you can find in a textbook. So that's the framework. I'm gonna move on to just evaluating number 6. If you have questions, please feel free to interrupt me and ask me. Perfectly fine. In this example, in this showcase, I'm going to show you how characters in textbook are designed. Yeah, very important. What studying a textbook is like going into a movie. You need to have character. You need to have a story, many stories. You need to have context, anecdotes, event, incident, personality, feeling, emotion, brain work, logic. A good textbook is like a movie. If you enjoy a movie, you should make a textbook that similar to the movie. Yeah, should be sophisticated, means deep, should be truthful, reflect real life, should be diverse, rich, colorful, interesting. Now, here I give you some example of things that are wrong with characters. Yeah, characters are the heart of a book. Character will appear and then they jump around. They leave in lesson 1. Later, they will leave again in lesson 5. They don't die easily. Yeah. There are small characters that just show up and they're gone. But there should be characters that live there for some time. And if textbook writers are not careful, they will make serious mistakes. Now, here are some mistakes with characters. And I learned from different books. Yeah, these are from books. People know that in French culture, when they meet each other, they will hug and kiss. Yeah. But not everyone does that, you know. Traditionally, that's the inclination, the tendency. But not everyone does that. That's number one. Number two, when French people travel overseas, they don't do that anymore. But sometimes the textbook make that happen everywhere in the world. They will create French character who kiss everyone. Yeah. They go to Indonesia, they kiss Indonesian. They go to China, they kiss Chinese, which is wrong. Yeah. That's one thing. Now, sometimes you meet some American who visit our countries. Some of them are very big and they talk loudly. But not all Americans are like that. But many textbooks describe American as fat and talk loudly. Yeah. So when they generalize too much like that, the book or the characters are not true anymore. These are examples of misleading characters in quality. Or sometimes we hear stories about Dutch people being stingy, they don't want to spend money. You hear story about English people, they're very cold, they're not friendly. You watch movies, sometimes you see Japanese always bow, but when Japanese go overseas, Japanese don't bow anymore. Yeah. So people are diverse in the way they behave. They don't behave in the same way the whole life. They change, they adapt, they copy each other, they learn, they modify behavior, they diversify their way. But many textbooks treat them as static. Static means the same forever, anywhere, anytime, not moving. That is very wrong. Yeah. And these things still happen. Or these are example. I know some Indonesian friends who are chamkaret, yeah. When I make appointment with my friend at 4, sometimes they come at 4:10 because traffic jam. The same as in Thailand, yeah. Jakarta and Manila and Bangkok got big traffic jam. One time, my student came late to my class and I said, "Why are you late?" He said, "Sorry, sir, today traffic is jam." And I said, "Okay." And then the next day, he's late again. I said, "Why are you late again?" He said, "Traffic jam." Okay. And the next day, he's late again. I said, "But you already know traffic is jam. Why you keep coming late? Why don't you leave home early?" He said, "Oh, I try to leave home early, but today traffic is a very jam." Yeah, that's what is so funny. Yeah. So that's why people sometimes come late, but not all Indonesian chamkaret. Yeah, only some people. Like my friend Bambang is not chamkaret. Yeah, he's very on time. Let me share with you. My students and I analyze many textbooks, and one time, actually, you don't have to analyze the whole book. You can analyze one volume. You can choose to analyze just one volume. All the aspects, 7 aspects of the book. You can do that. Or you can analyze the whole set. For example, there are 5 books. You can analyze 5 books, but just one thing. For example, reading in 5 books. So I asked my students to analyze pictures, especially characters in different sets of textbook. And so I will show you some of the findings. Yeah. Very interesting finding. First of all, my students and I discover that in many textbooks published in England and America, people from different culture are made simple. Yeah. They become cliche. Cliche means simple and boring. Yeah. They have looks that are easily predictable and their behavior is simple and predictable. I will give you some examples. In this book published by Oxford University Press called English File, there are different versions of English File. Yeah, they keep republishing this set. You notice, look at this picture. So the exercise has two columns. The column on the left is how people behave. And the column on the right is where people come from. So students' job is to read the column on the left and then connect that with the column on the right. For example, number 1, he is speaking Spanish. He could be South American, yeah. Latino American, speak Spanish. I highlight the same color. The original book doesn't have color like this. They're all black here, yeah. So I put for you to recognize, yeah. Now this exercise is connected to this image. So the one who speaks Spanish is here. I'm moving the cursor so you can see him. People think, yeah, many textbook writers think, this man is from Colombia. Have you read about Colombia? They say Colombia is a dangerous country. Sometimes there are people who kidnap you and ask your parents for money. Yeah. And so, but not everywhere is dangerous. It's just one view about this country. But because of that view, the artists who make this picture reflect the worst view about Colombia. So this man look like a gangster, look like someone who orders someone to kidnap you. Yeah, look like that, look bad, like a bad guy. Yeah. So this is number 1. Number 1 is here. He's speaking Spanish. He must be South American. And then number 2, she looks very elegant. Can you guess which one in the picture? Which one? This one. Yeah. Someone look elegant. Now in Europe, to be elegant, you must be thin. If you're not thin, you're not elegant. Yeah. That's a perception of Europe. So you connect number 2 with this one, E. If someone in Europe looks elegant, they cannot be English. English are not elegant. Can you guess which one in Europe are considered elegant? Which country? Can you guess, anyone? Which country considered very elegant, has a lot of elegant people, fashionable?
The girl who stand
Yes, the
with the
girl from
black
which country?
dress.
Sorry, again, the girl from which country?
From English, from England,
No,
from England.
no, not from England. We think from England, but in Europe, they say fashionable people come from Italy and France. In Europe, because you and I, we don't live there. We don't hear what they say. But if we go to Europe, everywhere we go, people say the best fashion come from Italy and France. And so if someone look elegant, they will say, oh, look so elegant. No, not English. Just like that. So this is stereotype. And then number 3, they've got enormous backpack. Where are they from? Must be traveling. So this one is okay. Now number 4 is problematic. He is wearing a cowboy hat. Where is he from? He must be American. So some people think American always wear cowboy hat, but that's not true. And here is the picture of American. They laugh at American. They think, number 1, American always wear cowboy hat. Number 2, American are very nosy. They poke their nose into other people's business. Not their business, but they keep talking about it. That's number 2. And number 3 is American are very fat. Yeah, which is not true for all Americans. So my students and I discover that this picture is terrible. Yeah, it gives wrong image about people from Latino America. It gives wrong image about elegant people. And it gives wrong image about American people. I will share with you other findings out of analysis by my class. Yeah. I think after this, maybe Dr. Bambang and you can take out some textbook and analyze picture to see if there's any problem. Because when my student and I look at many textbooks, we see a lot of problem with pictures. That's so interesting to analyze. Yeah. So number 2, we discover that when many textbooks talk about women, do you know what happened? They talk about women as gossiper. They think women always talk behind people. Yeah. But I don't think so. Yeah, I have a sister and she doesn't talk behind people. And they also think women complain all the time. Do you complain all the time? Maybe not. No, I don't think so. I think men complain a lot too. Yeah. I think both men and women gossip and we complain. Yeah. But for some reason, textbook talk about women as gossiper and complainer, but not men. I will show you example. So many. I will show you maybe 3 examples, but there are hundreds of them. Yeah. Okay. Here is one. This woman bought a software from a shop, and she came back and complained. So she's a lady and she complained. Yeah. And so we think just one lady, not all ladies. So it's okay. This lesson is fine. And then you go to another lesson and the topic, they are not from the same textbook. Yeah, they're from different textbook. In another textbook, when the topic is to complain, they often have a woman. In most textbooks, when someone complains, that's a woman, not a man. Very interesting, isn't it? And so my student and I discover that and more. Yeah. Now there's a story here of people who travel. They book tour with tourist agent, and tourist agents are not doing a good job. Sometimes they put the wrong people together, and so they fight, they argue, they don't get along, they don't enjoy the trip together. And so many people came back to the tourist agent and they wait to complain. So this is a story from the book, yeah, from one of the book, in which people get complaint from holiday makers. And in this picture, there are people waiting in anger. They're very upset. And there are women, no men. Yeah. These 2 women are waiting to complain. And then in another lesson, this is another lesson, they talk about fast food. They say fast food make you fat. If you eat a lot of fast food, you're fat. And sometimes if you become too fat, you are angry. And you go back to the fast food company and you complain and you sue them. So this is a story of teenager who have no time to cook because they are students. They eat fast food every day. And so they weigh heavily. Yeah. And they become fat. So they go back to the fast food company and they complain. And there are 2 girls here, no boys. Yeah. I will continue to show you. There are hundreds, but I just show you 3. Yeah. You can find more for yourself. Now I want to ask you, what seemed to be happening here? Anyone? What kind of conversation? Happy conversation? Sad conversation? Angry conversation?
The woman is complaining.
Yes, complaining. Who do you think is complaining? The man or the woman?
The woman, obviously.
Yes, the woman obviously complaining. And the man, what does he do?
He was kind of confused.
Yeah,
Like,
he's confused,
well,
but he
like
listened.
as
Yes.
if he was blamed on something that he didn't know.
Yes, maybe she blamed him on something that he didn't do. So he looked confused and he looks patient. He just listened. Yeah, the woman is so angry.
He
Now,
looks frustrated as well.
yeah, he looked frustrated and she looked angry. So this one is from a textbook called New Cutting Edge. When I see this textbook, I'm curious. I wanted to know what happened here. What story? Together with this picture, there is a story. I will show you the story now. The woman is Hannah, yeah, and the man is Dan. Okay, so the story is here. They have an argument, and I highlight in color. Yeah, this not the highlighting from the book. The book is black. The color is from me. Yeah. So I want you to look at what Hannah say first. All the thing Hannah say is in blue, and all the thing Dan say are in red. Yeah. I want you to look at blue first. Let's see what Hannah says. This is annoying. Where did you put my car key? Thank you. I suppose too much trouble for you to help me look for them. Let me close this. Yeah. And then Hannah say, you lost all your credit card the other day and I found them for you. Just look at what Hannah say. Yeah. Is she angry? Do you think she's very angry?
More than angry, I think she's just
more than angry.
What is it? Mix it with confused too. Like she did something wrong, but she don't know how to correct herself. And instead of asking for help, she became more frustrated and blame to anyone like behind beside her.
Is she blaming? Do you think she's blaming?
In the end that she said that you lost all your credit cards on the other day and I found them for you. So I think that she is blaming for someone who she is blaming Dan for losing credit cards while she uh must bring the problem of losing her key cards or her car keys.
Okay, so sound like she's blaming. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to read what Dan says. And I want you to answer for me. Is Dan complaining too? Okay. Dan say, not again. Hannah, you are hopeless. You're always losing things. It's ridiculous. You need to get yourself organized with keys. Do you think Dan is complaining?
At the end, he actually gave the solution, but I think it's not in the right timing because in the beginning he also complained.
Yeah. So I want you to compare what Hannah and Dan say. Which one is complaining more? That's my question. Read carefully. 1 minute. And tell me why.
I think Dan is complaining more because
Yes.
look at what Dan said. Not again. That's mean Hannah has do this thing so many times. Maybe.
Yes. Yes. Not again is complain. And then you are hopeless. Complaining? Yeah. Yeah. Is it complaining?
Yes.
Yeah. And you are, it's ridiculous. Is it complaining?
Yes.
Yes. You need to get yourself organized with keys. Is it complaining?
Yeah.
So look like Dan complaining a lot. Yeah. And then look at what Hannah say. Does she complain more than Dan or less? Who's more polite? Dan or Hannah?
More polite is Hannah.
Yeah, I think polite. Yeah, Hannah's more polite. Hannah say thank you. I suppose it's too much trouble. She's humble. Yeah. And then she said, I found them for you. This is positive. I found them for you. Remember? Thank you. Too much trouble for you. I'm sorry. Yeah. Where did I put my car key? She didn't say, where did you put my car key? She didn't say that. Where did I put? She blamed herself. So between them, they are both upset, but I think the one more angry is probably Dan. However, you see the picture say the opposite, yeah? These are from the same page, yeah? Yeah. This man more angry, but in the picture, this girl look more angry. It's wrong, yeah? Yeah. Without the analysis, we don't discover this. We think, yeah, it's normal. Woman complaining, men listen. But no, in life, sometimes men treat women badly and complain more. Yeah. And textbook present this, which is wrong. Yeah. So these are just some example. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I give you a little more. 6, 7. I give you 7. Yeah. Now, there's a story about women looking at men and they gossip. I didn't put the text here. The text is too long. But these two ladies, they look at a handsome boy and they say, oh, look at him. He's so lovely. He's so cute. I like him so much. Look at his arm. Got a lot of muscle. So good looking. And then one said, he has a tattoo. I like tattoo. Oh, this man is so wonderful. I like him so much. So women gossip behind men. Yeah. And they put that in a lesson, which I think make me sad because my sister hates gossiping. There's another story here, and it's a scientific story about a psychological research project. Now, this research takes people's conversation, men from men and women, in life, everywhere, in offices, in school, in the street, at restaurant. They take people talking. And then these psychologists, they brought home the data and they analyze. They want to see out of 100% of talk, how many percent is meaningful. Meaningful means has a purpose, content interesting, content deep, content valuable, and how much of it is useless. Sometimes you talk a lot, but sometimes the content is useless. Yeah, just talking mean nothing. They analyze that. And they discover, the finding of this project discover that 70% of human talk every day is useless. Only 30% is meaningful. For example, let's meet tomorrow at 2. That's meaningful. Yeah. Let's have a seminar about material evaluation. That's meaningful. Dr. Bambang is my professor. That's meaningful. But the sky is nice. That's not meaningful. Yeah. Or I don't know what I'm going to do now. That's not meaningful. Yeah. So the project discovers 70% of human talk is useless, especially gossiping. And so in order to illustrate the report of that project, they show some picture and they conclude that when humans talk to each other, they talk about meaningless things a lot in order to protect each other, to make friends, to keep friends, to maintain connection, to have connection, to protect each other. And they say, human society need mutual protection as much as in the forest monkeys need each other protection. So in the forest, yeah, monkeys prune each other's tail and fur, you know. I don't know if you ever observe monkey life. Yeah. They prune each other's fur like this. For what? To keep friendship. Yeah, for self-protection. And so they compare women. You know, you read this text, you notice that the story is not about women. This project is about human. But they put stories. They put picture of women. Yeah. Because they believe that women are talkative, not men. So this is the wrong picture. Yeah. It should be the picture of men or men and women together. But they do bad things about women here. Those are just 7 examples of what they established for women's visuals. I'm sorry, do you hear the echo of my voice? Suddenly I hear that a lot.
The microphone is echoing in here.
Oh, I don't know how to turn off the microphone. Hello, can you hear? I think that's going.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Can you hear me
Sound
now?
is okay right now.
Okay, good. The echo stopped. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say is we need to watch out for what images that people enter into the book, because some of the pictures are misleading. Out of those problems, gossiping, complaining, arguing, in real life, both gender argue. But in textbook, they try to make women look bad. Yeah, my students are very angry. If you have any comment to make, you can share with me. Just feel free to interrupt me. I share with you a third finding. It's about cultural behavior. You know, people from different cultures, they behave very differently. Yeah. And in many cases, if you study culture, you realize that it's not just behavior on the surface. It has a deep meaning. Yeah. The way, for example, the way you dress yourself, the way you act, how you pray, the way you talk, how you relate. Everything you do in your culture has a deep meaning, not just talking, not just showing. Yeah. But sometimes the author of textbook cannot understand. Many authors are from Europe and they do not understand Asian cultures. So sometimes when they describe cultural behavior of Asian people, they misunderstand us. I'm going to show you some example. My students and I noticed that in many Western textbooks of English, Asian people often look happy. You will notice. When you look at Western people, European people, some people look neutral, some people look sad, some people look happy, some people look angry, some people look calm, some people look smart, some people look cheerful. There's a wide range of variety of looks in Western people, because Western people believe that Western people are deep and diverse. Many Western people think that Asian people are poor, not diverse, are shallow, like not rich in the way we think, in the way we act. So we behave in one way. Yeah. You will notice that in Western textbook, Western people look different, act different, look interesting, have a wide range of thinking, way of talking, different job emotion. But when they describe Asian become boring. Yeah. Now, if you don't believe me, I will show you. Yeah. In many textbooks, they make Asian people without jobs, and they smile all the time. Yeah. So this man appear in the textbook, and he smile, and he has no job, and he may have a name, but nothing meaningful about him, and he smile for no reason. The picture of the man is smiling picture, but we don't know why he smiles. Yeah. When they show up a Western smiling face, there's a reason. That Western person is happy. He just won a prize, or he's happy to see his family. There's a reason. But when an Asian person appears in a textbook, they just smile stupidly. There's no reason. Yeah. So when I read this text, I try to look for the reason that make this man smile, but I could not find it. I could not. The text I didn't show here, but I will tell you. The text is about someone walking around and they ask the way to Disneyland. They say, "Excuse me, yes. Can you show me the way? Yes. Where do you want to go? I would like to go to Disneyland or Disneyland. Go to station number 4, take train 45, and you will go west to Disneyland. 3 stops. Thank you." They walk away. That's all. There's no real reason for this man to smile. But then I try to think. I say, maybe people in the street sometimes smile each other because they want to show friendliness. Nothing wrong. Okay, nothing wrong. I accept. But then I keep looking through Asian faces in many textbooks. They all smile. And I thought, why? Let me see more. Yeah. Is there a reason for them to smile? I try to find that reason. So I go to another lesson. There's this man from Hong Kong, and he talks about his name, his age, what he does, his habit, some of his hobby. So this tag is neutral. No achievement, no happy day, no birthday, nothing. Nothing special that makes him smile, but he smiles anyway. Yeah. No real reason for smiling. He just smiles. Because Western people want them to smile. Yeah. So I thought, okay, it just happened one picture they smile. What's the big deal? Why do I have to complain? It's okay. Okay, it's okay. Then I keep looking. I just keep looking. Not just me, but my student. So this one is Japanese, this one is Chinese. I look for other Asians, yeah. This family is Indian. And all of them smile. And I just thought the tag must be about something happy. They must have big salary. They must win lottery. Must be something happy for all of them to smile like this, yeah? You think? So I read this text. And this text is not happy. This text is about these people having relatives going overseas and they never return. These people lost their relatives, but they smile. And my student begin to feel upset. Why? Why Asian people always smile even no reason? But why Asian people always smile even when they are sad? They smile. Maybe they are stupid. Maybe they don't have feeling. Yeah. So my students are very angry. Yeah. Asian students. Yeah. And we look more. We try to keep looking for Asian faces. Okay, here's another one. There's maybe a girl from Taipei, from Taiwan, yeah. So this one, the first time, no smile. And we said, yeah, good. At least finally we find a picture of an Asian person, no smile. Good, they are fair. Let's see if this girl is sad or not, yeah. Tomorrow is my 16th birthday. It's special birthday, exciting. We are going to have a family ceremony. I'm going to get some money. Lucky envelope from my relative. My mom is going to cook noodle for a long life. Wow, it's so exciting. This girl should smile, yeah? Why doesn't she? Yeah. So we realize, my student and I realize, in English textbook made in England, the picture are very random. They just put picture to make the book beautiful, but they don't think. Yeah. They just throw pictures in. Sometimes the wrong picture. In another lesson, there's a girl whose father is dying of cancer. The father will die soon. And the girl is talk about how she will cope after he died, how much she will miss him, how meaningful he is to her when he raised her, he built her life, he make her happy. He's a good father. That was the text. And the girl in the picture looked so happy. She smiled. And I thought, my student, I thought, wow, your father is dying and you smile like this. What a textbook. Yeah, funny textbook. I hope someday you will keep, you will analyze more and from the textbook you know and find out more for me. And you share with me. Sometimes, now this is another finding. Yeah, this is finding number 4, number 5, I thought. Yeah. Members of other cultures are presented in a negative light without connection with the present. I think I lost those pictures. If I find them, I'll come back. Now, another thing about textbook in England. When they describe Asian people and African people, These people look poor, look like they suffer a lot from not having enough civilization. Yeah, show you the picture. This picture is about many places around the world, and you can see, yeah. Can you recognize which country? Can you guess? Or which continent? What country is this? Can you guess? Yeah. Anyone? Looks like
Europe.
yeah, Europe. In England. Yeah, this one is England. This one, can you guess?
I think you have one in that.
Do you have this info in Indonesia? Maybe not.
Similar with
Philippines,
that,
Thailand.
but not really.
Or similar, but not exact. This one, I think, in Malaysia. Yeah, I saw this in Malacca. A lot of this in Malacca. So this is Malaysia. This is England. This is in San Francisco. This one, I'm not sure. Maybe Hong Kong. This one is a Western country, but I'm not sure. This one must be Africa. This one is another, yeah, another Asian country, but we don't know where. Hard to tell.
Maybe Jakarta.
Maybe Jakarta. So this one, yeah, this one Asia, yeah. Here, look poor. This one Africa, look poor. This one Asia, look poor. Poor, poor, poor. This one England, look rich. This one, I'm not sure which one is San Francisco, but both of them look like San Francisco to me. Look rich, look rich, look a little, maybe moderate, yeah. Could be rich, could be poor, but we don't know where. But obviously, this is the West, the West, the West, and they're rich, poor, 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 Asia and Africa. There are more, but I just show you one example. That doesn't mean that this is the only example we can find. This is just a sample, yeah. And then distortion. Distortion means say something out of context. I have some Indonesian students in my class, and there's an article about Indonesia, and then there's a sentence here that my students feel not very happy with the sentence. So I cut the sentence and I put here. This is not in the textbook. This is not designed like this in the textbook. This is from me. Yeah, I cut from the text and I put it right here for you to read. Nowadays, Indonesian women don't have to cover their heads, but they usually wear traditional clothes. First of all, this is not true. Not exactly. And then the choice of words. Why do they say don't have to? Yeah. Have to mean you suffer. Yeah. For example, I don't have to wash the dishes. I hate it. Or I don't have to walk. I can drive my car. I hate walking. Sometimes we use have to for things that we don't like much. Or make us suffer. Like, oh, you don't have to pay. Let me pay. Yeah. Have to is something not positive. Yeah. Or require effort. For example, you have to meet me more on time, you know. You have to be more punctual. So have to is used for something you don't like, for something you make effort to do, for something that make you suffer, for something that require a little struggle, for something that require a lot of discipline, not easy. Yeah. My Indonesian students are very upset because they think when they do this, yeah, it's a beautiful thing. But the writer of the textbook write as if it's a terrible thing. Yeah. So my students are very angry. Yeah, that's all for that point. And then this one go back to the point before above. Yeah, this one. Cut off with present. Tradition and present are cut off from each other. For example, now there's a lesson about Chinese wedding. So they talk about the custom who go to whose house, what they bring, how they propose, how they organize the marriage, how the wedding happens, who came, what do they do. So it's about Chinese custom. And you look at the picture. My Chinese student cannot recognize this picture. First of all, these clothes are not Chinese. Yeah. Second, these clothes are not modern, are not something they wear at wedding at all. Yeah. So wrong clothes, wrong in time, wrong in location, wrong in style, everything wrong. Western artists, they don't know Chinese culture, so they draw randomly. They just draw this, yeah. No meaning. This is a mix of different culture into one, and then you don't know which year, maybe 3,000 years ago. We don't know, but the text is about 2 days wedding. Wedding this year or last year or this decade. Modern wedding. But the picture are from the time that nobody know, even Chinese people. They cannot recognize these are very wrong picture. So the publisher show no respect to Chinese culture. They think Chinese culture can be any random thing. We put random thing here. It's not Chinese, but we don't care. Who care? Yeah. My Chinese students are very angry. They say, stupid picture. Sometimes a textbook criticizes Asia. Yeah. There's a text about the Sultan in Brunei. This is one of the leader before, yeah? One of the leader. And they talk about the leader. They say the title is the richest man in the world. He's very rich, and he ruled the country. He governed the country, and he has policy. He does many things for the country. So the text is supposed to be about him, how rich he is, what he does, what policy he is after. However, they highlight something bad about him. Yeah. And this is my Photoshop. Yeah. I cut out one sentence and put here for you to read easily. Despite all this money and power, the Sultan is a very shy man. And they talk badly about him. He's a very shy man. He's 42 years old, which is old, yeah. But look like a schoolboy, look stupid. He say very little because he doesn't know anything to say. So they insult him in this text, yeah. Maybe he's someone, I don't know enough. But I think to talk about a leader, you need to be a bit more fair. You need to talk about both something good, something nice, and something that he struggle with. But this text laugh at him, really laugh, ha 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 ha, at a leader, yeah. So I think my students think this text is stupid. This is my conclusion. All of those pictures I presented to you distorted life and bring stereotype or perpetuate stereotype in course books. And we wonder how that happened. Why did they do that? Were they wrong? Were they ignorant? Were they smart but they don't care? What's the reason? Yeah. And so this is just our thinking, our argument, hypothesis. Stereotype received secondhand. The writer traveled to some country, they come back, and if they experience something bad, they will put that in the book. Or they would tell their friends. And some of the friends may be writer. And so they say, yeah, I went to China, I lost my wallet. So maybe China is a bad country. Just like that, you know. They don't think. Yeah. So that's one reason. Now, the second reason is they want the course book to be easy to understand. So in order to make the course book easy to learn and understand, they make American fat, they make English people cold, they make French people kiss, so that everything is simple. People easily learn. Yeah, that's another reason. A third reason is the mind sometimes struggle to process in very complex information. So in order for the mind to feel easy learning, they divide the world into two sides called dichotomy. They make the world rich and poor, developed and underdeveloped, new and old, strong and weak, modern and backward. When they describe the world, they try to make it contrastive, to be easy to understand. A lot of textbooks, they try to focus on just language. The content, they don't care. Not the whole book like that. I have to make myself clear. Not the whole book like that. Only a few lessons are like that. I will leave that up to you to discover in the future. But there must be a solution. When there's a problem, there should be some solution. So first of all, how do we know that textbook contains stereotype? How do we know? We can ask ourselves these questions to discover whether a text or a picture. We can ask these questions. Number one, is the information rich? Is it too simple? Yeah, that's one. Two, is the information open-minded or is it closed-minded? That's two. Number three, is the content rich or sophisticated or deep enough so that learning can be interesting? That's three. Number four is, does the material enrich our experience as a learner? Yeah. After studying the lesson, we feel our life is richer or poorer. We can use feeling to denote that impact. And then, does the lesson talk about relationship, feeling, behavior, viewpoint of characters? Some characters just appear to smile and they're gone. Or they could appear just to look fat and they're gone. They have no life. They have no meaning. I think a good textbook should put in it characters that are interesting. These characters must have different aspects of life, such as they have friends, they have relationship, they have emotion, they have brain, they have thought, they have feeling, they have behavior, they have viewpoint. They are rich like characters in the movie. Yeah, they don't just show the face and smile and say haha and disappear. That's not right. Yeah. So if you use these questions, you can find stereotype. When my students encounter stereotype in visuals, in that project, they suggest these things. They say, so can we do this thing? Can we change the picture? So I let them do that. Yeah, I didn't have the picture here. But they go home. They went home. They looked for picture and they printed them and they brought them back to the class. They opened the textbook and they put glue in their picture and they paste them over the picture in the book. They say, these pictures are not good. We change them. So they changed the textbook. They did that. Sometimes they have this idea. They say, oh, we can keep this picture for learning, but we can use critical thinking to analyze the picture and retake the picture. That's good. That's a good idea. Sometimes they say, change the text. Just now the text about Hannah and Dan. You can change the picture. You can make Dan look more angry in the picture. Or you can change the text and you can make Dan more angry in the text. Yeah. Just for practice language. Yeah. You can do that. That's a very interesting proposal. Or you can design an activity with question. You can say, study the text, study the picture. Do you think the text matches the picture? Why? What's wrong? Can you give example? If you could change the text, what would you change? If you could change the picture, what would you change? Yeah. So you design an activity in order to use the wrong lesson. Yeah. In a good way. So this is a conclusion. Yeah. What's wrong with stereotypes? Some people say stereotype is fun, nothing wrong. But here are the wrong things. Stereotypes stop people from thinking divergently. our thinking will become poor. We can learn English, but after that, our brain is ruined because we are trained to think poorly. We are trained to restrict our understanding, restrict our viewpoint, restrict our cultural diversity. We become poor thinker. Stereotype prevent us from learning new information. The information we learn is old, and then the world become shallow and unrich because of those lessons. So with that, I would like to share with you one of my drawing. I heard when I went to China, I heard people say, Chinese people are very special. When you like something they have, they might give it to you. For example, I like your shirt. The next day they will wash that shirt to give you, or they will buy a similar shirt to give you as a present. That's the one special feature of Chinese culture. But that's not true for everyone. So I draw this picture for fun. This man say, your hair is really beautiful. A Western man and a Chinese man. Your hair is so beautiful. And the man say, yeah, you can have my hair, please. So it's just a joke. This joke means that if you overgeneralize culture, you are likely to make mistake. That's all. And with that, I end my presentation here for your question. Matulun. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you so much. It's so good explanation, sir. So
Yes,
now, ladies and gentlemen, we come to the question and answer session. Please, if you have a question, put it in the chat box, or if you want to speak it or to deliver it directly, you can raise your hand. Well, we have one question here.
Yes, some in the
Okay.
chat box. Suci, can you read?
Yeah.
Suci, can you read them for me?
Yes. Yeah, sure. Wait. Okay, it's from Shifa Aisha.
Yep.
How far the writer of the textbook is allowed to use flexibility in the textbook contents regarding to cultural representation? How is your opinion about lack of cultural proportion which are delivered in ELT textbook? So I think you can answer it exactly.
Okay. So the first question is how much flexibility? Flexibility doesn't have to happen across all the whole book in every step. Flexibility is where you can do it. I wrote an article about flexibility in English course book. It's available in Google Scholar. So what you can do, first of all, after this, in case I don't answer enough, you go to Google Scholar and you type my name, Dat Bao flexibility. Yeah, just that. It will show you a free article about what flexibility means and how you can make it happen in the textbook. But my straightforward answer now is flexibility doesn't have to answer every step of every lesson. Where possible, that we give it. For example, if the lesson is too difficult, maybe discussing something very deep, like viewpoint about world political issue, very, very complex, then maybe students' English not rich enough to answer the question or to discuss. So you might like to lower the level. You might like to talk about, instead of political situation in America, you can talk a little bit about maybe school policy in Indonesia. So suppose the main content of this book cannot be discussed. Student and teacher will abandon that and move to the next step. For example, talk about presidential election next year in the United States. Too hard. We don't have knowledge. So talk about the policy in your university. Which policy help you learn better? And which policy can improve? So that is an example of flexibility. And depending on topic, where possible, you can put it in. But where not necessary, you don't have to. For example, talk about your family. How many members? Who are they? you don't need flexibility. It's too easy to be consistent. Yeah. So in terms of proportion, it's hard to tell depending on topic, but where possible, when the topic become difficult, when the level become difficult, when student background become irrelevant to the lesson topic, then we might like to create a side dish, yeah, a minor part of the lesson for people to say, oh, that's too hard. Can I do the next step? Yeah, you can. Yeah, like that. So I wrote procedure and detail in that article about flexibility. Next question is what Suci, can
Okay.
you for me? Yeah.
Okay, I only have one question in the textbook. Shifa, is that answer your question?
Yes.
And actually, Sir Bambang is already share us the article related to what
Okay.
Dat Bao said
Yeah.
before.
Yes, yes.
So we can googling it and or click it the link inside.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Thank you so much, Dr. Bambang.
Okay. So I think I have one question is for me, and
Yes.
it's also presented for my class. You
Yes.
know, when it comes to the research article,
Yes.
we want to evaluate a book, a textbook relating to the speaking materials. We need to know the indicators, right?
Yes.
How to score it, how to give the score to that indicators. Actually, I found the article related to the indicators, but the indicators from one article with another is different. So we confuse which one is the real indicator based on your framework. Like, can I share it?
Yes, please share. Yeah. Please share and explain to me what you mean by indicator.
Okay.
Yep.
You can see it?
Yep.
Okay. This is the article said the indicator content analysis of that bias theory. And
Yes.
actually, based on your book, the aspect of content analysis is linguistic support, content-based, and another. So these indicators,
Yes.
where we get
Okay.
this one?
Oh,
Yeah.
indicator. I think it's come from the article. There's an article from ELTJ. It's called ELT Course for Adults. And that article is also available. I think I've sent it to Dr. Bambang to share with you. And in that article, they collect these indicators from conferences. There are many international conferences about materials development all around the world. And we, myself and Brian Tomlinson, Hitomi Masao Suara, and Rani Rabdi, the four of us, we collect ideas from many conferences for a long time, and we put them together. So these indicators are set by people at the conferences. For example, at the conference, someone say, how do I know what linguistic support is about? Can you explain linguistic support? And then speakers at conference who are experts in material development, one of them would say, suitable input. For example, suppose the content is about burglary. And so the teacher needs to provide suitable input for students to talk about burglary. They should talk about like darkness, house, rope, gun, police, runaway, escape. So these words are related to the topic. That allows students to use the words provided by the book to talk about the topic. Now, the problem is some textbooks ask students to talk about a topic without giving them enough words. For example, just teach some words and say, okay, talk about a burglary. That textbook is not good because they don't give enough words for people to discuss a topic, and they force people to discuss it. People can't. Yeah. So number one is the argument that the input provided by the textbook should be sufficient and suitable. Yeah. So this is just an example, but these indicators are taken from articles about material development, evaluation, from conversations, from seminar, from paper, and we collect them as data, and we process them into items. So these items, the indicator, come from ideas by scholars around the world. We put them together based on data. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay. So,
Any
okay.
more questions for me? Yep.
Is there any question again? Ladies and gentlemen, you also can speak it directly. Okay. We still have 10 minutes for, okay. Shifa Aisyah, again, you can open your mic and also your camera.
Okay, could you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, sure.
Okay, so maybe this is will be closing question, yeah. So,
Yes.
what could you give about the advice, yeah? What is your advice for the textbook writers regarding to the contents, yeah? Because there are many cases regarding the cultural contents, representations, and so on. That's it, Mr. Dat Bao. Thank you.
Oh, advice for content, yeah?
For the writers as well.
Okay. Now there are many pieces of advice I'd like to give. Most important piece of advice is, first of all, the content must be connectable to the life of the students. Sometimes, for example, here we are living in Southeast Asia, and we don't have snow. We don't have sports that are related to snow in some textbook. In England, people talk about skiing. And so they will ask students how they feel about skiing, what they do to prepare equipment for skiing. I think when we write a textbook for Indonesia, for example, then we can mention skiing, but we then talk about the weather in Indonesia and say what kind of sports is familiar to Indonesian people as opposed to skiing, the hobby of British people. So when the textbook presents something that may not work in another location, the textbook writer might like to propose another idea for students in other locations to use the textbook. Because from my experience, when the textbook imported from England to Africa, students in Africa cannot use the textbook. Just two different, for example, parking meter, phone booth, snow, winter sport, lots of things not relevant. So my advice, first of all, the content must be made relevant to the market that you will send the book to. Sometimes they write a textbook in England and they sell it to 100 countries. So they have to make the book speak to different market. But if we are in Indonesia, we write a textbook, then we write for Indonesia. So we write about the life of Indonesian people, the hobby of Indonesian people, the interest. And then we allow the flexibility to come in so that Indonesian people will look beyond our country into other continents and see what else do they do there, so they compare. The big proportion is where we live, and the small proportion is where we don't live. That kind of content allows us to make the connection and make the book easy to learn. We learn new ideas, new material at the same time as we express our need. Yeah, we don't learn something, oh, we know our life already, so we don't learn about our life, but we express our life and then we compare with something new or different from another culture. There's always two sides in the content. Yeah, the content should be new and old, could be self and other, could be interesting and familiar, could be rich and then could be steady. Yeah, so the content should have two sides. But of course, I have more advice. It's already in the indicators of the list that I sent through to Dr. Bambang, yeah, so you can look more. But I think that connectedness is the most important thing when it comes to textbook content. I hope I answered your question.
Okay, thank you, sir. Is that answer your question, Shiva?
Actually, if we can discuss it, it will be 3 hours long.
Yes.
to
Yeah.
our class because
Okay.
maybe this is last. Is it possible if the authors across the country could be work together to
Yes.
compile a
Perfect.
book for their own region, like for example for Southeast Asia, the
Yes.
author from East Asia should
Yes.
contribute, so each country can you know understand each
Yes.
other. Oh, you know how Malaysia is, how the Laos is, and so on.
Yeah. I think that would be perfect. I think the problem I see is because in England and America, Canada, New Zealand, Australia, they see English as capital. Like like in Brunei they have oil, in Singapore they have tourism, in Australia they have medicine. Every country has their capital to make the country rich to sell. So England has English, and they use English to sell to the people. They open English courses. They build English course book. English is about money. It's about commerce. They treat English as business, not always as education. And so when they form a British team of writers to write English textbook, they're after benefit. Yeah. So they make the claim that our textbook is the best in the world. Our textbook can be sold to 150 countries around the world, and it is useful in any country, which is not correct, which is not right. Yeah. They use English to make money. And for that reason, they want people to see that native speakers are the best people to write textbook. If you see native name, you will buy the textbook. You will trust them. This is wrong. Yeah. Native don't know what to write for other people. Native write good English, but native don't understand good content. That's the problem with natives, many natives. And so they give themselves the right to write. They say, we are the best. We can write. We write for you. You cannot write. We are better than you, which is not right. So to answer your question, I think we in Southeast Asia should have Southeast Asian team with people who are good at English, with people who are knowledgeable in material design, people who have experience working both in English-speaking context and in our context and in international context where we know the market, we know communication ability, we know skills, we know language. Yeah. Then we build our textbook. We can form international team to write textbooks with people who are competent in both English education and also in communication skill. That would be the best thing. If I were Indonesian, I would write textbook for my country. I wouldn't rely on English textbook. I wouldn't import textbook from England. I wouldn't do that. Maybe I would hire an Englishman to work for me as assistant, but I'm the boss. Bambang, Dr. Bambang will be the boss. He will hire 2 Englishmen to work for him, and you will work with Dr. Bambang to build a textbook. That will be the best textbook that you could have. But I think because I live 6 years in England and I work with English textbook writers, and I realize that they do a lot of wrong thing. Sometimes they want to write a picture to make a text about Indonesia. They don't understand, so they write the wrong thing. Yeah. Or they put in the wrong picture. They don't travel. Some of the writers, they never go anywhere. They don't understand Indonesia. They don't understand Asia. So, but they are big in England. Yeah. There are a few British writers who are very, very good. They can write textbook in any country. For example, Brian Tomlinson is one of them. He's British, but he lives in 25 different countries. He taught in Africa. He lives in Asia. So when he traveled to our countries here, he sit down with us. He understands what we're doing. But he's very rare. People like that are a minority. Most British people should not write English textbook for us. They should not. They're very intelligent. They're smart. They're very elegant. But they make a lot of mistakes. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. So because it's already 16 and 44, the
Yes.
time is up.
Yes.
And once again, I want to say thank you so much for your insight, and also for the time. So I will close it by giving it back to the master of ceremony.
Yes. and then Professor, my friend, will give a talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you,
Okay,
Miss
please.
Suci. Suci, thank you.
Contents, please.
Yes, yes. Yes, Master of Ceremony, Miss Tessa.
Okay, Tessa, you still muted.
Yes, we cannot hear you, Tessa.
Tessa, I think Professor wants to say something.
Interesting explanation. Yes.
Okay.
Before we end this event, I want to take it the documentation. For all the audience here, please open the camera. Open the camera,
Camera here.
please. Okay. So for moderator, please take the screenshot for the documentation. And don't forget to smile. Okay. 1, 2, 3, smile.
Thank you.
Okay, 1,
Yes,
2,
thank you
3,
so much.
smile. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Yes,
Okay,
it's done.
enough, Mbak Suci?
Yes. Finish.
Finish, thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mbak Suci. I am Sesana Agustiningrum presenting our
Wait, Mbak Tessa.
this.
Okay.
I will
I think,
say thank you so much for your participants and
Thank you
don't
so much,
forget to fill
everyone.
the thank you so much.
Yeah, Matunun, Tessa, and Suci, and Dr. Bambang.
Thank you.
Yeah. So can I introduce my friend?
Yes,
my
please.
colleague? Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
please.
I will share. Sorry, I will stop sharing this one, and I will share my colleague's slide in a minute. This one, yeah.
Yeah, this is.
Okay, this one, coming. Yes. So, Sensei, you can sit near here. Yes. I will help you move if you like.
Yes. This time, and so I making so volunteers educations in my school, and I'm a former job is a primary. I'm a principal of the elementary school. So next,
Yes, next.
next,
Oh, next, yeah.
next. Oh, first, and so I want to take in so the whole newspaper take to the disaster press in the elementary schools. Now this is Ofnato Elementary Schools. Ofnato Elementary Schools, Ofnato cities, and my city is a sister city, and students think about never injure others. And so see they are writing us on newspaper, and I bring to the city in Ofnato city. Ofnato city is a 2011, and a big earthquake happened, and so the attack to the big tsunami attack to the this city, and maybe and so the main streets destroyed. Sorry.
Yeah, here.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah. Wait. Yeah.
Now they're thinking, and there are discussions about, and so there are another students, disaster students don't injure. And in the summer holidays, my city invites Ofnatos and childrens about 100. This is so just a moment. Oh, this is my students, my teachers sent to the Ofnato, and they have first discussions, exchange Skype lessons. And so the Skype lessons is very effective for the children. This is so fourth grade. Just a moment. Okay.
Oh, the movie doesn't move. Oh, there's no movie. Doesn't work.
This is so the fourth grade students and exchange so information, and they are so proud of their so prefecture. Now, Ofnato's people's students proud of the prefecture, and they are so the old temple Hiraizumi, and the best cuisine Samma. Samma is so the swordfish, and so it's so he said it's so sashimi good and baked egg good. Okay. And so the slideshow.
Slideshow, yeah. Oh, this one?
No, slideshow.
Oh, this one doesn't work.
No work. Slideshow is so work.
Oh, slideshow. Maybe here, yeah? No.
Oh, yeah. Work.
Yeah.
Moving.
Oh, doesn't work. Yeah.
Not work.
Because-
Okay.
Yeah.
Next,
yeah.
this is so our school's proud of his the feature, and so it's an okapi. Okapi is so a kind of horse. It's with white dolphin. White dolphin is in the Yokohama Zoo. It's a Pokemon, and so they show everything. And this is so in the domestic and so different culture interact the lesson. I read and so this students writing book. He cheered me up when there was a problem. When we spoke on Skype, I felt like we had a mutual understanding. It felt like I was able to become friends with everyone in Ofnato just by communicating through the Skype. And the Skype lessons overseas. Next year's Skype lessons overseas. Because so the Ofnato elementary schools, there are a lot of offer from the world, and they reject to exchange, interact, events, reject. Oh, yeah.
No movie. I think because there's no movie in this computer.
Yeah.
Must be connected to the file in the computer, you know.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the first contact. And so I know, and so the JICA, Japan International Corporations as agencies sent to the Tanzania, the short times, the teachers. And so we teachers, and so teachers, I order to the teacher, you never forget to the interact from my schools to the Iringa. Actually, it's a succeed. It's a succeed. And this is also exchange lessons with Jidegembe elementary schools. And so first, all ordinaries, and so if and so that each events and finish, and so all the things is finished. But and so I look for and so the Tanzania come one day, and the ladies and Tanzania from the Tanzania appear in front of me, and her father is also the presence relative. And this is also first contact Jidegeme Elementary School. And so learning results is so the teachers is very busy, but so very busy by the curriculum. But the students making the contents have to make the contents, and the students is students I ask to the students, you show that your school life only. This is also over 500 visitors coming to my house, coming to my school, and so includes principal and executive, everything. But also they confidently presents about also using Swahili language. Why Swahili language they use? Because also that they are using a smartphone, the interpreter's function. At last, the Tanzania's relatives coming to my schools, and so we have a presentation, and so that these days, and so the Yokohama's primary school and the Jidegeme primary schools, and so other primary schools. We so in Yokohama we connected, because and so if and so the Ukraine, for example, Ukraine, Russian children, the friendly in the world, nobody wants to go to the war. I think the education's last target is peace. And this pictures is a singer Japanese sakura, Swahili malaika, and the Parabari Mari song. Foreign affairs and asked to me, and so your school's children wants to sing a song with malaika and Swahili and Mali songs with Mali musician. Mali is an Alcaldia is the violence activity. And so at last, the Waseda University, I invite and so the calligrapher, and they observed my school. After that, I visit to Tanzania, and I dancing with them. Tanzania is also lack of the book, I think. And why do you also come your students? And they said to me, and so the school partners, school board, schools partners, and the local peoples come together to think about the school. At last, I attend the volunteers system. And at last, these years, I retired I resigned my jobs, and so I sent a little money to the added to this school. Okay, final.
Finish, yeah.
Yeah. What do you think? Everybody, and also, do you think what's also the ultimately the purpose of the education? What do you think? Why we educate everything? We have to educate everything. I think and so then don't injure others. I think we have a lot of discussions with you. いいですよ。
いいですよ。
はい。
Yes, so everyone, Professor Koichi finished his talk. If you have any question or comment, please make, yeah?
Yes, ladies and gentlemen, if you have a question related to what Professor said to us previously, just say it or write it in the column box.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there is no question,
Yeah.
Prof. So, and we are really sorry to the participant because of the time is up. So we cannot have the long session. We really hope that we have another time to have the special session with you.
Yeah.
So actually we have the 64 participants here, and we are really curious, but again, the time we cannot fix with it, and we're really sorry with.
Yeah.
Okay, so thank you so much for the additional insight. I
Yeah.
wish we can meet in another occasion.
Yes.
So then I close it and I give it back to the master of ceremony. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Miss Suci and Prof. Hiro. Such a good and insightful. So, because the time is up, don't forget to fill the attendance in the column chat. Let's close our event by reciting Hamdalah together.
Alhamdulillahirrahmanirrahim.
Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And see you in the next time.
See you in the future. Bye-bye.
Thank you.